Are you a youth player who wants to play in high school? Then I have two skills that you have to learn before high school that will take you to high school playing and beyond. Hey team, welcome to another Bullpen Bulletin with Coach Hart and Building Better Baseball. Today we're talking about two essential critical skills that every youth player needs to learn before they get into high school. Now, before we get into the two essential skills, I just want to preface that these skills are not any sort of skill that you are thinking. It's not swinging the bat. It's not pitching the ball. It's not fielding a ball, catching a ball, any sort of skill that you're thinking about as far as playing baseball. These two skills are skills that are just essential for your growth as a baseball player. All right, and if you learn these two skills, then you will go so far. You will go as far as you want to go in baseball. All right, now the first skill is being coachable. Being coachable. What does that mean? All right, I've heard that term, being coachable. Am I coachable? Am I not coachable? Right? What does it actually mean? Now, being coachable, why is this a skill that you need to learn before high school? In order to please a coach or just stand out, that's a better word, stand out to a coach, right? If you go to tryouts and there's 50 kids there and you want to stand out, be coachable. Now, what does that mean? First of all, being attentive. Right? Hustling everywhere, right? Looking like you want to be there, right? So being attentive. When the coach is talking, you're either on a knee or you're standing up tall, right? You're not slouched down or anything like that, and your eyes are on the speaker. Your eyes are on the speaker, whether it's the head coach, the assistant coach, a trainer, something like that, right? Anybody who's speaking, your eyes are directly on them, and you're not just looking at them, you are actually listening to them, actively listening and thinking about how you can apply what they are talking about. Right? That is being coachable. It's more than just staring at somebody while they're listening. That's good. That shows that you're paying attention, but are you really listening and paying attention? So just being coachable, attentiveness, when you are doing a skill or when you're performing a drill or anything like that and you get feedback, being accepting that feedback and actually applying that feedback. So this kind of goes under the umbrella of being open to feedback. That is being coachable. That is a big quality of being a coachable player, is being open to feedback. Knowing that you don't know everything and knowing that any sort of information you can use to get better as a baseball player. Right? So there's a lot of players who coaches deem as maybe uncoachable. One of the biggest things with that is they don't receive feedback very well. They think that they already know everything, so therefore they don't need any help. They just need you to be out there and be your coach, right? That is not a coachable player. If you are not open to feedback and you kind of understand that you don't know everything and you can always improve, then that is a coachable player. So being open to feedback. So another thing with this is just the willingness to try new things. If there's something not working in your swing or you're not hitting or pitching as well as you'd like, being open to trying new things, hearing and listening to a coach tell you something that he thinks might fix whatever you're dealing with, that is willing to try new things. If he's saying that you're not lifting your leg high enough in your pitching and he wants you to lift it all the way up here, try it, right? Just try it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Or if he says widen your stance as a hitter or get your hands higher as a hitter, try it. There's no harm in trying something new. If it doesn't work, then you're just going to try something else, right? Keep on trying stuff until they work, right? So being coachable, that is the number one skill that will help you grow as a baseball player, because your growth as a baseball player stems from receiving feedback and being coachable, right? If you are not coachable and you are not open to feedback and trying new things and things like that, you're not going to grow, because the only way we get better just at anything in life is receiving feedback and improving on what we already know. So the first one is just being coachable. The second skill that every player should know and get used to before high school is falling in love with the process. All right, so what do I mean by that? Falling in love with the process. It is a lot of work to even make a high school team, to be skilled enough or be a good enough baseball player to make a high school team, right? Obviously, there are different levels of high school where there's a team that might not be that good, that accepts players of all skill levels, but then there's also those elite level high school teams that have a lot of great players, right? I don't know which one you are going to go to, but in order to make that high school team, you have to fall in love with the process, right? How do you think that MLB players got to where they are? They do the little things every single day. They just fall in love with the process. And what I mean is that understanding that it is a day-to-day grind, right? Just falling in love every single day, getting up and just hitting off of the tee, deriving enjoyment from hitting off of the tee and taking little ground balls and just doing all of the little things that it takes to be a great baseball player, just falling in love with the process, right? I feel like a lot of players, they attach their worth and they attach their success, their level of success for themselves to maybe the end result, the end goal, either making a team or winning a game or doing those things, that result that they're striving for, that they don't fall in love with the process to get there. So therefore, if they don't achieve that, they just get really down on themselves, right? Or maybe they even quit baseball, right? Because it is a lot of work. And if you don't fall in love with that process of improving and developing and all those things, then it's going to be a long, hard road for you because it's just a lot of work to get somewhere, as in like if you put in all the work and you get to your high school team and it's a really good team and you get cut your freshman year. Are you going to go back? If you have fallen in love with the process of grinding every day and just doing all of the little things, the fundamental things, then you will go back your sophomore year and you're most likely going to make the team. But if you don't fall in love with the process before high school, then getting cut your freshman year, that might be the end for you, right? So just falling in love with the process is a huge, huge skill. It is a skill that can be learned and practiced, right? And that will just help you improve really at baseball, but anything in life. Anything in life, when you're striving for a goal, it just takes a lot of day-to-day little improvements in order to add up to that goal. All right, so the second one is falling in love with the process. Just watch MLB players practice. They practice the fundamentals every day. Shohei Ohtani, it is confirmed that during game days, he does not hit off of a live pitcher. He only warms up by hitting off of a tee. Right? The best hitter in the world, arguably the best hitter in the world, just hits off of a tee before a game. That is fundamental practice because he has fallen in love with hitting off the tee, with that fundamental work, with those little improvements, those little increments every single day. So these two skills are critical for you to carry into high school and for you to learn before you get into high school, is being coachable, being able to receive feedback and apply it and get better because of it. And the second one is falling in love with the process, knowing that it's a day-to-day grind, being okay with failure and knowing that you will fail along the way, and knowing how to respond to failure. And just like I said, falling in love with the little fundamental increments every single day. Those two skills right there will propel you so far in this game, but also those are life skills that will just propel you throughout life. All right, so those two skills are critical for every youth player to learn before they start playing in high school. If you're a coach watching this, I have something for you. Do you want to plan your next practice in less than 10 minutes? Then I have a free 2-hour practice plan blueprint down in the description. It's in your free youth coaching starter pack. Go grab it. Thanks for watching. I'm Coach Hart. This is Building Better Baseball, the best place for baseball education. I will see you in another video real soon.